What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and I'm making this video off of the heels of pretty much emptying the pack after I got Suarez and David Villa, who are both incredible. David Villa especially. The dude is broken. Before I get in the video, I'll tell you, if I were you, I'd definitely spend for him. But the whole point of the video goes against me saying that, or at least goes against me saying that before a warning, which is getting back to Torres. So I get the double. I get Suarez and Villa. Should be very content. You know, got him on like the third spin. Had a ton of coins left over. And then I'm playing the game. I have a ridiculous team. I realize, though, that when you're spinning for these players, even though I have all these extra players that could be used in events and will be, but I realize, like, I didn't really need this. It's excess and abundance. However, you realize looking at the team, a lot of these players I was going for, I just happened to get the others on the way. Like, when I got Cruyff, I got a double with Cantona. So it's not like I spent extra to get him. When I was spinning for Gattuso, I had my eye on getting him no matter what. And I happened to get Pirlo and Totti before. And with Pirlo, thank goodness I got him because he's an incredible deep-lying playmaker that will be in my team in the starting lineup for a long time. Right? Definitely didn't need Neymar, but I didn't know who to get. I heard they were neck and neck, which whoever said that is crazy. Neymar plays above his stats, but Messi is ridiculous. Miles higher than that Neymar, the two versions that you get when you buy, like, you know, I guess the deluxe version of the game or whatever. You get what I'm saying. I bought the cheaper thing because I didn't really care about the extras. I just wanted the Messi and Neymar. But I go on and on. You know, going for Kohler, I got Schneider. And I think that was the one where I got Schneider and Totti, actually. I can't remember who I got with Gattuso, but whatever. I'm mixing up all the packs. It's been a lot of spinning in a short amount of time. And the whole point is, I'm loving this game. I'm going to be playing this game for a long time. And in a way, it's an investment. However, when will enough be enough, right? So the whole reason I went crazy spinning for Torres is because I noticed that when Kohler came off, having that aerial presence removed, right, whether it was Suarez or Bebeto or these other players that just could not compete in the air, it took away a big factor in, you know, say I needed a knockdown, say I just needed a flick on, right? It takes a big component of your attack away, which in eFootball could be huge to have that aerial presence, or it is huge, especially late in games when it's a tight game, either tied, maybe you're up by one, down by one, and the pressure's on, you need to clear the ball. Well, if you clear it and you don't have an aerial presence up there, you're essentially giving the opponent an easy aerial win with their center backs or CDM or whoever, and then they get the ball back and come right back at you. When you have a aerial threat, for knockdowns, it can help you get extra attacks as you win the knockdown. Boom, you're on the attack, right? Just that one player makes that difference. Then, obviously, finishing headers for goals is a big factor, too. So, this Torres, little did I know, had terrible heading, actual heading. He has aerial superiority, he has the heading skill set, but I had to master manipulate his stats just to get him pretty darn good at heading. Not elite level like Kohler, and like for some reason I thought he would be stat-wise, but still very good. Once I tweaked everything, and obviously he will just be a super sub. But I went crazy. I mean, that's like what, 80 bucks or so just for a super sub. Now, will he be important? Yes, because Kohler can't last the whole game. However, that's where the argument is, and that's where this video kind of, the direction I want to go with it is, you can spend a lot of money in this game, right? For me, the more fun I'm having means the more effort, the more time, the more everything I'll put into the game, including spending. So I went crazy to make this ridiculous team in this super short amount of time. And now I have to always worry about the fact that, you know, who's coming next. Is it going to be a player that I'm too intrigued not to spin for, right? So for instance, this Monday I happen to know the three players and I'm not interested in any of them. It's like Caceres, Hugo Lloris, and then somebody else. Well, I already got Czech in goal. I don't need a center back, and I forgot the third. I think it's an Italian player or something. And maybe he might be good, but I looked based on even not remembering who it is. That shows me that I can go without spinning for him. But a Ronaldinho comes. Do I need him? No. Will I spin for him? 100%, right? there's a bunch of players, legendary players and current, superstars that it's going to be hard not to spin for. And that's the big lesson in this, is that if you're like me and you end up loving eFootball, and I know several players have started playing since UFL's kind of gone down a bad direction. Many from my channel, aren't FC guys, or UFL guys, or eFootball guys, or were eFootball guys. And the update definitely pushed the game in the right direction. I know several players who didn't give the game a try before, similar to me, are now playing it. And so I don't want to, just speak on all the positives, right? I want to make sure you know that you can absolutely go crazy spending money in this game. And these legends do make a difference, but that's where you have to really just decide, like, do you have the self-control? Do you have the ability? Maybe you have money's not an object for you. Great. Then you don't have to worry about this. But for a vast majority of us, spending too much can absolutely hurt us outside. All of a sudden you're not paying a bill, or all of a sudden you're eating ramen noodles and for a week or a month or whatever. And so I wanted to give that warning out there. This game is an amazing game. If you're a true football purist and want a true to football game, right? That's realistic, that's skill based, where you can compete and get that your competitive juices flowing if you're like me and a former player, or even if you're just competitive in general and you're too old to go out there and get on the field or whatnot. So with that being said, don't go crazy spending if you can't afford it. Figure out a way, either A, to control, or B, as fun as this game is, do not play it. I will say that. If you think or know you're going to have a problem, maybe if you've had problems with, let's say, gambling in the past, right? Do not play this game. If you have an addictive mentality, do not play this game, because you will get addicted to spinning, okay? And then your team will never be good enough. You're always going to want that next player, or you might even be somebody that wants every player. So the financial means have to be there, right? If you do have that kind of addictive mentality where, hey, I can spin for all these, yeah, it's kind of a vice, but it's okay. Or you just have to have the self-control. Now, it might sound silly to some of you, but to others, especially, let's say you're so competitive, you're like, I got to have the best team, for instance, me, I just went crazy spinning just to get another, dominant head ball, specialist, if you will, up top for Kohler, and I spent more than I have to get some superstars that I have. And there's no doubt there will be more superstars in the future. Not to mention I could have spent that money on a lot better things in a lot of people's eyes. Now, again, I consider it an investment, but at what point do you draw the line, right? So that's where I'd say this game can get you, and that's where I have no doubt that Konami is making hand over fist. Now, that's just the world we live in, right? Especially in the football gaming world, these development companies are greedy, and let's be honest, a lot of these companies are greedy. It could be fast food chains feeding us nonsense just to get rich. It could be clothing lines overcharging all this stuff because they know the kids are going to beg their parents for it because they want to fit in. Like, you could go across all different companies, so it's not like it's just football gaming development companies are the devil. It's like, if they are the devil, then most every company is the devil, right? So it's just welcome to the real world type of situation. However, I don't want someone to come into eFootball new or unassuming, or even if they played for years. It's definitely a perspective you need to look at. I have no doubt that there's players out there that have problems spinning it in eFootball, right? I have no doubt that in the world there is a large amount of players that have had to literally delete the game and get help. Honestly, I'm not, it sounds kind of like, what, are you serious? But I'm dead serious, because they just keep spending all their money in this game because maybe they don't have that much money to begin with, and when they do get it, they're blowing it all in eFootball. I have no doubt about it. It gives you that type of powerful, it has that type of powerful pull when you see these new packs and these legends, and you gotta have them. So yes, the game is super fun. The update has been excellent. I'm going to keep grinding. I can afford to do this. Now, is it a waste? Is it a waste of money to many people? Yes. To me, is it a waste of money? It definitely, as I speak right now, you can probably tell I'm definitely on the fence about it. Like, I'll use all these players for sure, whether it's events or divisions, and I play this game a lot. This is going to be the main game that I, build my channel around from now on. So I have all that, but still in the back of my mind, it's like, this is getting ridiculous. Just full disclosure, now I'm definitely over 500. Let's even just call it $600, and I've been playing the game for about a month. Now, is that abnormal? Most players won't do that, right? At first when I started playing it, I wouldn't spend it all, and then when I finally did, just wanted to see what it was like to put money in, how much you would have to put in to get however many players, and I think I put $50 in and got Maldini, right? In a pack with Turam, and then there was Xabi Alonso too, and then I just stopped spinning. I got Maldini. I wasn't really playing that serious though then. I was still on the fence about how much I'd cover eFootball, and then I got hooked. I really started seeing everything that eFootball was about, and I fell in love with the football side of it. But then I also fell in love with the spinning for all these legends side of it too, because this stuff is right up my alley. I love the nostalgic feel of it. I love how true to the real life, players Konami keeps these players. And obviously you can feel the difference when you have these players compared to like the standard players. So just keep that in mind. It only felt right to make this video. Let me know in the comment section if this has ever been a problem for you. If you had to literally delete the game or stop playing, or if you still spin and you feel guilty afterwards because you're putting so much money in. So I wish there was a different system. I wish there was more ways to earn some of these elite players, even if they made it super hard or a challenge that only the top skilled players could get some of these players. Whatever it is, I do think that it is a little outrageous, especially for your run-of-the-mill players. So again, let me know how you've done with these experiences. Is what I'm saying kind of ring a bell for you? And if you're a player looking to play and maybe you haven't played yet, is this something that interests you because you want all these legends and you're not worried about spending? Or is it something that is a turnoff to you because you just don't even want to get into the mess of possibly spending a ton of money on players? But either way, let me know, and keep grinding, keep having fun. I will see you on the next one. Peace.